All right, YouTubers, what is up? It is your boy, the Lex Man, and we are live from my NXT Takeover The End review and results. Guys, I am up here to give you guys my thoughts on the NXT special live here in Full Sail. And as always, I'm going to go through every single match detail by detail, give you guys my overall thoughts on the performances, on the results, where I think it will go, how I felt about the overall quality of the matches, and just my overall thoughts on the show. As I talk, please give me your thoughts about the show down below in the live chat and the comment section. What grade would you give NXT Takeover The End tonight? Does it live up to the standard of the previous NXT specials, its predecessors, if anything else? And if you think so, awesome. If you don't, there's always a first timer. But for me, when it comes to NXT The End, or apparently they added more to the end, they're calling it the end of the beginning, letting people know that NXT is still going to be around, but we're coming to a closing when it comes to this era of NXT, because all the people like Sami Zayn and the Sasha Banks and the Charlottes and the people who were here at first, the Seth Rollins and the Dean Ambroses and all of them, they've moved up to the main roster. And I think after the draft happens, we're going to see people like Bayley and Finn Balor and Shinsuke Nakamura and maybe even Austin Aries and Samoa Joe. All of them are going to move up as well. And we're going to get a new roster of NXT talent, which is fine with me. New generation is always great. But overall thoughts on the show, I have to say, I thought it was another standard bearer. I might just be the NXT mark that you guys are getting sick of, but I'm just going to be honest with you. I love the show. I thought it was great, man. I definitely thought all matches delivered. I definitely thought the crowd was on point. It was hot throughout the show. Maybe a few dips here and there, but for the most part, exciting crowd. I love the setup, love the stage. They always seem to have really cool setups for the shows. I have nothing to complain about. The only thing I can complain about maybe is that all of them, in terms of the matches, all matches were good to great, but did we get a match of the year contender tonight? Did I feel like the matches gave me something I'll look back on and go, this was this year's best match, or one of these year's best matches? I don't know. I might have to rewatch it, but coming out of it initially, I don't feel like we got a match of the year candidate. I feel like all the matches were just good to great. That's just my personal opinion. Maybe you guys feel differently, but we'll get to the matches right now, as a matter of fact. So let's start things off with the first match. The opener, it is Ty Dillinger, the Perfect 10, taking on Andrade Cien Almas, the debut of La Sombra here in NXT. And fun opener. I thought both talent went out there, had a really good match. They complemented each other. Initial thoughts on Andrade, I like him. I like the feather white cap he came out. He looks smooth. He looks bulky. He looks in great shape, by the way. And he wrestled like he's been doing it for a long time, which he has. And I like him. I think he's great. I think he's definitely ready to take NXT by storm. I think he's going to make a big impression on the roster. And so is Ty Dillinger, man. This guy gets, put under the radar way too much. I think he's one of the most popular wrestlers on NXT, maybe even in WWE. The crowd loves him. Big fan favorite. I like him. He's just very charismatic. There's something about Ty Dillinger that just makes people just resonate with him. And I like him. I think he's cool. I love the arrogance. I love the delusional aspect of his character, the whole 10. And every time he does a great move, whether it's effective or not, 10, I'm awesome. Look at me. It's great. It's great stuff. So these two went out there, had a really good match, great back and forth. And there was this one spot First off, a couple of spots by Andrade. He did this really awesome fake out where he was going to do a dive to the outside or a suicide dive. And then he catches himself like a Spider-Man move between the top two ropes. And he just lays there chilling like this. Yeah, too easy for me. It was really cool. And then there was this one spot where he decided to balance upside down on the turnbuckle. And then Tye Dillinger made him pay for it with a super kick. It was sick. It was awesome, man. And, just some really good stuff in this match. Now, the match ends with Andrade beating Tye Dillinger, which is what we expected. However, he beat him with a running knee. It was like a running double knee buster in the corner. And at first, I'm not going to lie, I was kind of like, that's it? Really? Is that the end of the match? Now, I thought it was because it was a bad finisher. It wasn't a bad finisher. I was disappointed that the match was cut short. I was more disappointed in how short the match was. I kind of wanted them to go a little bit longer. I kind of felt like these two could have gone at least about a few more minutes. But it ended kind of abruptly. I was like, oh man, is that it? I want to see more. I want to see more of La Sombra. I want to see more of Tye Dillinger. So that's the only downfall of the matches. I thought it was too short. I thought they could have gone on longer. So definitely a good match, though. A fun opener to kick things off. And then we follow that up with, in my personal opinion, oh man, it's either between this or the match afterwards. But one of these two matches is match of the night. But let's talk about the NXT Tag Team Championship match. It is the Revival, Dash and Dawson, taking on Chad Gable and Jason Jordan, American Alpha, the defending Tag Team Champions. Oh, this match was great. This was an outstanding tag team contest. I am a huge mark. I am becoming a huge mark of Chad Gable and Jason Jordan. These two are amazing. They killed it tonight. On fire. Spectacular stuff. I was all over this match. It was amazing. First off, let me give compliments to Dash and Dawson. I love this very old school, no flips, kicks and punches kind of tag team. It's very, I've been saying it, I might as well say it again, Brainbuster-esque. The Tully Blanchard and Arn Anderson of this generation. It's really, really awesome to see this tag team do what they gotta do, man. These two are awesome. And these two tag teams just complement each other. The hot tags were legit. The fans were completely behind American Alpha. It just felt like a really awesome tag match that I definitely see myself watching over and over and over again. Well, you know what? Does that make it match of the year? Or at least the match of the year contender? We'll see. When the year ends, I might look back on this show and remember this match as a match of the year contender. As of right now, I'm not too sure where it fits, but maybe you guys have a different story, man. Maybe you guys have a different point of view when it comes to this match, but I thought it was awesome. I just gotta say this, though. I was shocked, extremely shocked at the result of the match because I predicted American Alpha was going to definitely come out with the victory. And I can't believe I'm saying it, but I was wrong. They went with the shocking ending. They went with the shocking result, which was, man, they had the Revival beat Chad Gable and Jason Jordan clean. Clean. Now, at first, I'll admit I was, oh man, it hurt. It hurt. It was heartbreaking because they just won those tag team championships. They worked really hard to get to that spot. They reached the top and they got knocked right off. And it hurt. It hurt to see that. But at the exact same time, I can't say it didn't hurt the match because honestly, it didn't hurt the match. It actually made it better. I actually love the match more because of that emotional attachment. The fact that I even have an emotional attachment to these two makes me feel like these. it makes me feel like this match was actually a lot better than what it was. Maybe that's why I love it so much, because of the emotional response I got after watching American Alpha lose. So, man, a great match. Thought it was awesome. Does this mean they're going to the main roster? I don't think so, because after what happened following the match, I doubt they're moving up this soon. But I will say this. The Revival as tag team champions, I'm fine with that. 2-time tag team champions. First time. Yeah, this is the first time this has happened on NXT's roster, right? Yeah, this is the first time. Are they the first people to win championships twice? I think they are. I think they're the first people to win a championship twice on NXT. Wow. That's pretty freaking awesome. I'm a fan of Dash and Dawson, so I am perfectly fine with that. Let's talk about the debut of our new tag team. So, Jason Jordan and Chad Gable are soaking. They're sad. They're down. They lost the tag team championships. And then out come these two big muscle-bound freaks who just bulldoze over Chad Gable and Jason Jordan. They beat the living hell out of them. And I'm sitting here going, who the hell are these guys? And then as they're beating them down, out walks Paul Ellering, the manager of the former manager of the Road Warriors. I know who he is. Apparently the crowd didn't, because the crowd was chanting stuff like, who are you? Who are you? And I was like, this guy is old school. I remember who he is. He was the manager of the Road Warriors. So it was nice seeing him back. And he adds credibility to this new tag team. I think their names are, well, their tag team name is the Authors of Pain. And their real names are Selmani and Dinsha. Yeah, it's Dinsha and Selmani. Selmani, something like that. The Authors of Pain. But it is cool seeing Paul back. I think, really good on the microphone. I think he's a perfect manager for this tag team. Now, based off of this attack, I can already guarantee you this is the next feud for American Alpha. It's good to get some variety in the tag team division in terms of feuds and storylines, especially for NXT. So we're going to separate these guys off to do their feud, and then maybe Revival will fight the people they lost to on NXT, which is Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano, or Johnny Wrestling. I'm fine with that. That's cool with me. It's good to have two separate things going on in the tag team division. Make it more, stretch it out a little bit. Give it some room. That's something I like to see. So let's see how the Authors of Pain with Paul Ellering doing his thing. So this should be very interesting. Give me your thoughts about that. Let's go on to Shinsuke Nakamura versus Austin Aries. A double versus the King of Strong Style. Greatness versus King. Who wins? Who comes out on top? Who is the ultimate winner? Well, we are. We the fans are. This was a great match. I loved this match. This was awesome, man. Everything about this match was just on point. I don't know if we're going to go ahead and make first off, I don't even know if he already turned heel, but I don't know if we're going down a heel turn route with Austin Aries. We should. Let's just go ahead and turn him heel. Let's just go ahead and make the guy a full-fledged heel. Let's make him the dirtiest motherfucker I've ever seen, because in my personal opinion, that's when Austin Aries shines the most. Now, he's a great babyface. Don't get me wrong. He's a really good babyface, but he's an even better heel. So, based off of the reaction he got in this match, the crowd turned on him. I felt like the crowd was somewhat behind him when the match started. They completely turned on him towards the end of it. So, let's just go ahead and turn him heel. I want to see that work. I want to see Austin Aries work heel in NXT. Let him do a couple of feuds under the heel name, and let's see how it works, man. This guy's already killing it. Let's make him a little bit more interesting. Make him that devious heel character. Let's go that route. Because he was outsmarting the hell out of Shinsuke Nakamura in this match. Every move Shinsuke gave to Austin, he had a counter for it. and it made the match very interesting. And that's what I will say. I don't think this was just as good as the match between Sami Zayn and Shinsuke Nakamura at Dallas, but it at least felt different. It had its own story. It had its own plot. It had its own way of going about its storytelling, which I appreciate, and I love that. Austin Aries didn't try to, go strong style with Shinsuke Nakamura. No, he tried to outsmart him. He used his mind. He used his surroundings. He used the environment to break him down, to really put him on the ropes. And he did. He actually gave Shinsuke Nakamura a run for his money. And it was great to see that. Austin Aries was doing crazy stuff. He did this really awesome suicide dive, but he went like 100 miles per hour. It's just like he's just boom, and he flies to the outside. It looks so sick, man. He did the last chancery. He did a 450. That looked awesome. And I love what the commentators were doing. By the way, commentary on point tonight. But Tom Phillips and Corey Graves told the story that Austin Aries made one big mistake, and it cost him the match. And that mistake was he missed a suicide dive and hit his head on the freaking barricade. It was sick, man. I swear to God, it was crazy. I did the bumps these guys take, respect, but that was the bump of the night for me. Maybe you can argue what happened in the main event was bump of the night, but this was the bump of the night. If I remember the show for any kind of bump, that suicide dive into the barricade was definitely a bump that I will remember. Shinsuke Nakamura wins with the Kinshasa pins on 1, 2, 3. His running knee. I want to call it Boombaye. I really do. I really want to call it Boombaye, but it's not Boombaye anymore. It's called Kinshasa. So there you go. Good match, man. Really good match. Let's see what happens. I think Austin Aries should go ahead, do a heel turn, maybe do a feud with another babyface. Who would that be? I have no idea. Because I know Shinsuke Nakamura is moving up to fight for the World Championship. That's for sure. If they want to keep Finn Balor, maybe for one last match against Austin Aries, I'm fine with that. We can do that. Maybe we bring back Hideo Itami, have him fight Austin Aries. I'm fine with that. We got to give Austin Aries some kind of babyface foil if he's going to be a heel. Maybe it might be Bobby Roode. Who knows? It can be anybody, guys. I'm excited about what they do with Austin Aries going forward, if the idea is to turn him heel. Let's see here. Next up, I believe, is the women's match. Let me answer someone's question here. Someone asked me, do I think he'll do the Brain Buster? Do I think Austin Aries will bring back the Brain Buster? Here's what I will say. I see it happening more on NXT, but not on the main roster. If he brings back the Brain Buster on NXT, I would be all for it. But I don't see it going past NXT. So I'll answer it that way. Okay, moving on to NXT Women's Championship. Asuka versus Nia Jax. So I have an apology I need to make. In my preview, I pretty much tore on Nia Jax a new one. I said I wasn't a fan of her character. I said I wasn't expecting her to have a good match with Asuka. I thought Asuka was going to carry her to a good match. I thought Nia was just not working. I felt like I haven't gotten a good reason to really care about her. The booking wasn't there. I felt like there were just things surrounding Nia Jax, the performer, that just made me not really care about Nia Jax, the personality. I just didn't care about her. But I will say the match between her and Asuka, really good. Really good match. I'll say it was better than Bayley versus Nia Jax. I thought these two had a better match than Bayley and Nia Jax did. Asuka did a very good job working around Nia's limitations. She hid her negatives and highlighted her positives, which is what I appreciate. She made Nia Jax look a lot more like a beast than I've ever seen her look. Nia Jax looked pretty good, man. Dishing out power moves, tossing Asuka all over the place, and Asuka getting up, taking it, keeping on coming. It was good. I can't really say anything negative about it. I thought it was good. I can't. I don't want to repeat myself. I love that Asuka couldn't lock in the her chicken wing, so she had to beat her by KO, and that was hard because Nia Jax was not easy to knock out. There was a point in the match where Asuka hits her with one of her deadly kicks and her spinning back forearms. Nia Jax just like an awakened beast. She just did that. I was like, whoa, okay, that's new. And it took a lot. It took a lot to put her down, but she eventually put her down. So good stuff, man. Good match. Nia, you did a good job. I want to see more of that going forward. We'll see. Am I sold on the Nia Jax character? I can't say I am, but she did a good job in this match. Keep it up. A couple of things. We got I think the appearance of Bobby Roode backstage. Yeah. Bobby Roode showed up backstage walking into William Regal's office. So expect him to debut pretty soon. We saw Neville making attendance. He's in the audience recovering from injury. Good to see him. And yeah, man, just a lot of good stuff. And then we get to the main event. Main event is steel cage match. The very first steel cage match for the not WWE, but the NXT Championship. And let me just say this. Once again, NXT proves its superiority over the main roster. We always complain about storylines that don't culminate. They don't have a big finish. Samoa Joe and Finn Balor, I felt like, got a necessary finish to their feud. I felt like the steel cage match was a great way to culminate what seems to have been 9 months of, build. This started back all the way in October, at least like October last year during the Dusty Rhodes Classic. Great build. Long-term storyline booking. I loved it. I thought it was great. We can argue about the matches not... Well, no, I thought the matches were great. I thought NXT London's match was really good. I thought their NXT Dallas match was really good. I wish I could have saw the LOL match. But overall, the feud's been good. I look back on it and go, good feud. And this was a great way to end it. Really good way to end it. So, Demon Finn Balor came out with a new gear. Still the demon look, but no red, just black and white, which I love. That was really cool. And then Samoa Joe showed up with the NXT Championship. They went in there and they had a fight. It was a fight. It was a brutal mess. They threw each other all over the place. Used the cage, tried to escape, didn't work. They dished out everything in their arsenal, man. Coquina clutches, coup de grace, bloody Sundays, or whatever he calls his finisher now. It's like 19 something now. I don't remember. I'm calling it Bloody Sunday because I like it as the Bloody Sunday. Good stuff, man. It just came down to the wire with these two, man. They beat the hell out of each other. The only nitpick I can say was maybe it should have some blood. I know we're not going to get blood, but matches like this, I felt like, man, just a hint of blood. Just a hint. Because I thought that's what helped their match last special. The blood with Samoa Joe, I'm like, that's what it needs. This feud needs that blood. We didn't get it in the steel cage match, but I felt like it would have been even better with that blood. We'd have taken it to a different level if they had blood. But yeah, it was still a really good cage match. I'm not complaining at all. The match ends with, a couple of near falls. Samoa Joe couldn't beat him with the muscle buster at first, which forced him to, try something different. Because the Demon Finn Balor can't be beaten that easily. Finn Balor tried to beat him with the coup de grace. Joe kicked out. And so Finn Balor says, you know what? I'm going to go all the way up top. Looks up. And that's what fans are doing. Fans are like, go up. Climbed up, man. It was good. He was going up there, and he was going to do the coup de grace off the top, and then Samoa Joe catches him, and then does a freaking muscle buster off. Well, not off the cage, but from the cage, off the turnbuckle, and beats him that way. He beat the Demon. The Demon got beat clean, ladies and gentlemen. Samoa Joe beat the Demon clean. Gotta get your thoughts on that. How do you feel about the Demon losing? Are you okay with Demon Finn Balor losing his first match? Does that hurt you too much? Because quite frankly, I honestly believe if anybody was going to beat the Demon, it should have been Samoa Joe. I am perfectly fine with him beating the Demon. And I think the story called for it. You know, he's been failing to beat the Demon. He got this close to beating him at London and Dallas. And everybody keeps saying it. He survived the Demon. He survived the Demon. You survived, or excuse me, the Demon survived Samoa Joe. He survived Samoa Joe. Got that close. Inching closer to beating him. Finally, he beats the Demon. And I am perfectly fine with Samoa Joe being that guy who beat the Demon. So he beat the Demon, and he now gets that rub. And now, Finn Balor might be done with NXT. It might be time for him to move up very soon. Now, he might, like I said, he might culminate his time here at NXT with one last match against Austin Aries, which is fine. But I think it's time for him to move up. You know, it's about time for this guy to hit that top roster and start selling some more t-shirts and wrecking shop, man. I can't wait to see his debut as the Demon. I gotta see that entrance. That entrance is gonna be so amazing when he gets to the main roster. I hope it has all the bells and whistles like they give him here on NXT. By the way, love the entrance tonight. Love the cages, him, you know, leaning on it, being all monstrous and stuff. It was awesome. I am never going to get tired. I am never going to get tired of Finn Balor's entrance. I'm not. I can't. It's just too awesome. It's too freaking awesome. So, and that's how it ends. There's nothing to really tease anything going forward. No big surprise at the end. It just ends with Samoa Joe beating Finn Balor. And that was NXT Takeover The End. So, you tell me overall thoughts on the show. I'm going to use this time now to, read some comments. And then at the end, I'll give you guys my grade. Because I think I'm kind of having a tough time deciding, is this a B or an A? I'm leaning towards B, but let's see what you guys have to say. So what grade would you give? Would you give NXT Takeover The End? Let's see here. Thank you guys for joining me, by the way. Lots of good comments about the show. It's generally good stuff all around, which is not expected from NXT. The show was phenomenal. Thank you for that. It was a really good show. Did Samoa Joe win with the Muscle Buster? Yes, he did. He won with the Muscle Buster off the top rope. Let's see here. Yeah, people agree that there was no match of the year. Let's see. A, people are giving it an A. B minus, B plus. Every time he will return soon. Yeah, hopefully he does, man. Dillinger should have won. You can argue he probably should have, but honestly, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with Dillinger being one of those guys that is more over because of his personality and his gimmick. He doesn't have to win his matches. He's that awesome. How do I feel about Kota Ibushi versus Bobby Roode? Bring it on. I heard they're trying to sign him. I hear he's going to be at the Cruiserweight tournament in July, so that's going to be awesome. NXT is better than Raw? Of course it is. Of course it is. Do I see TM16 or the Mighty Don't Kneel making a big impact on NXT? Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's go. Let's go. That's going to be awesome. I would love to see Aries and Balor make it a ladder match. Ooh. Ladder match. Calm down. Calm down. A plus 10 out of 10. Cool, man. Lots of A's. I like this comment. WWE made a step in the right direction with Nia Jax. Yeah, I agree, man. Hopefully things continue to work for her as time goes by. What was my favorite match tonight? My favorite match, well, after thinking about it, after talking about it, I gotta go with Shinsuke Nakamura and Austin Aries. Like yeah, that was my favorite match of the night. That was a great match. Match of the year, don't know. I can't say it was better than Shinsuke Nakamura and Sami Zayn. I don't know if it was, but it was still a really good match. I'm not taking anything away from that. 9 out of 10, cool. Let's see, just a lot of 8 out of 10s, 9 out of 10s, 8.5 out of 10. So B plus, A minus, A within that range. Yeah, man, this is hard. I don't know if I can give it a grade. This is gonna be a hard grade to give. Who was my MVP? My MVP performer. MVP performer was Chad Gable. Well, Chad Gable and Jason Jordan. They were the MVPs tonight. American Alpha killed it, man. They killed it. They were the MVPs. Absolutely. Do I think it's gonna be better than Money in the Bank? Do I think this will be better than Money in the Bank? Well, usually I would say yes, but you know what? Based off of what we're getting, we're going to get AJ Styles versus John Cena. We're getting the Money in the Bank match. We're getting that Fatal 4-Way Tag Team Championship match, Rollins and Reigns. And whatever match they throw on there, it might be just as good. We'll see, man. We will see. A lot of people are asking about my Raw review. I wasn't in the mood to do my Raw review, guys. No Raw review this week. I didn't think it was all that good anyways to really talk about. Okay, so it's time for me to make up my mind. What will I give NXT Takeover The End? I think I'm going to give it a strong B. Very strong B. And I just feel like based off of what I describe a B as, this is the best one. This is what I say it be. An overall fun, productive, and effective show. It may have 1 or 2 dips in matches or segments, but overall, it did not harm the enjoyment of the show. Majority of the matches were good. Overall, booking and storylines were kept fresh, and it did its job of keeping the viewers excited for upcoming shows, if not make you excited to tune in next week. Yeah, which is exactly what it did. Didn't quite think it was an A yet. Like I said, we didn't get much to really hook us for the next few shows. There was a couple of times I felt like, especially with the opener, we could have gone a little bit longer with that. But overall, man, I felt like tag team championship, Shinsuke Nakamura and Austin Aries, and I'll say it, the NXT Women's Championship match, highlights of the show. Highlights of the freaking show. And really good main event as well. So there you go, guys. That's my grade. Giving it a strong B. Maybe you guys can give me your thoughts about this down below. Your favorite match, your MVP of the night. And does this show live up to the standard bearer as its predecessors? But I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. I had a great time watching it. I hope you did too. So this is your boy, Deluxe Man, signing off. Tune in to my Lucha Underground review. I'm going to try to do that tonight, if not tomorrow. Tune into the Suplex tomorrow. And, of course, tune into my preview for Money in the Bank this weekend, because that's going to be interesting. So thank you guys for watching. I'm out of here. Peace out.